So now how do you counter the other parties in terms of social media war?
See, in terms of social media war, I counter the other parties by literally asking them, see, if you want to say anything, go according, because see, social media cannot be controlled, to be very frank. Why? According to Article Subclause 19, Subclause 1, Subclause A, which is freedom of speech and expression, everyone has their own task of expressing their views freely. But when the views start crossing the limits only, the government is starting to literally monitor away and literally take away all the views, and literally it's starting a surveillance. So what I say to the viewers of social media is, literally don't unnecessarily, rather than quoting other party, quote on something where the other parties are literally lacking, what we have achieved. Don't always negate the individual leaders. When you negate individual leaders, there will be a level, there will be a level upon which, even if you start quoting that individual leader in a negative limelight, he will give prominence, and that will be backfire into a positive limelight, because a person who is literally, according to your opinion, he is nothing, but you start unnecessarily saying someone something in a negative, different limelight, portraying in a different limelight, ultimately what happens, that person slowly will have a boom for himself, identity for himself in a lay terminology. That is what I expect. I ask all the social media users to speak something beneficiary for the nation as whole. Forget about the political parties. Always politicizing every issue is not good for the nation, because we are aspiring for a certain seat in UN Security Council at present. That is the reason, encourage a cordial spirit of, we are in a competitive world, encourage a good amount of cordial and befitting competition between the parties, so that ultimately when the parties have a befitting competition, beneficiaries are going to be first the party workers, then an Aam Aadmi. This is what I personally believe in. If we as a nation should progress, and down the lane, what we are, once we become old, we shouldn't retrospect that we have done something bad to the nation. Right now, whatever we are being done, even if we are forced, if we do with our inner spirit, as you told about spirituality, which I said, which is scientifically acceptable, I accept that spirituality. Do according to your will first, rather than somebody's pressure, because for your sustenance, you do, we are not stopping you, but ultimately it is you unto your discretion to believe in pressure or to be act according to rational.
Right. So what I understand is you are against the misuse of social media.
Definitely,
Right.
definitely.
In simple words, we can say we should use media, social media, in a constructive way for the betterment of society, betterment of the country, not in a negative way, portraying someone else in a negative way, and which might benefit temporarily.
We need a constructive opposition. This is what I am telling you in brief. Okay, in a word I can say you, I need a constructive opposition, not we. That's it. Need a constructive opposition as a nation as a whole.
Right. So you mean say you are against all this negative publicity, or we can say fake news and all, right?
Yes, definitely. Fake news, negative publicity. If you do what, whom are you harming? You are not harming an individual. See, individual, what exactly? If you harm him, he'll go and sit in his house. Nothing you can do more than that. But ultimately, nation, when India loses its credibility, where are you going to live? Where are you going to keep your face? And at least where are you going to at least sustain yourself? This is what is my state question to those people itself. I am leaving to their analysis. Let them analyze at least even now, because ultimately doing something and smashing the image of India globally only, the damage is for the nation. It's not for individuals. Individuals are temporary. Nation is permanent as whole.
Very well said. Parties come, parties go, rulers change, but the nation stays there.
Yeah. Why are we still date? Why, though many people might not agree, why are we still giving prominence to Mr. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi? Why? It's not the only because some people, only because Mr. Nehru was in the independent fight, not only because Mrs. Indira Gandhi was actually murdered and Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was again bombed. It's for not they sacrificed their lives for the nation, etc., etc. Not for those reasons. The thing is, they were statesmen. They didn't politicize any issue. They were always acting or keeping the state as a whole when they go to the globe. But that is not the case at present. You have seen Mr. Trump only here in the US. You have seen he was an unquestioned leader over there. But what happened? Within months, he got smashed up after the first wave. That is what I am telling you. See, leaders come and go, parties come and go, but ultimately nation as a whole should have its prominence. If you gave a way to another nation to emerge at your place, It's very, very difficult to again get back. You must go decades back. That is what is my question to them.
I really appreciate that. The great thoughts. Of course, nation comes first. That's very important, and everyone needs to believe in it. Now, we discussed a lot about a lot of things. We need some more information about you. When did your political career start?
It started in 2008.
2008. And how did it start?
Started with late YSR, the late Chief Minister of United AP, Mr. YSR.
Right. So, how you got introduced? How did you start? How did you feel when you joined the political party?
I got recognized because of my political legacy. Let me be frank also. After political legacy, later I got further upliftment of him due to my own hard work by having an active presence in the party and even an active presence in the different student agitations also. And after doing the formation of Telangana, where I made my mark in the politics completely.
So, where do you see yourself in like next elections or in next 5-10 years?
See, I want to be a political activist. I want to serve the people, serve the party enough here because I don't believe in self-image. I always leave it to the people. If my followers literally want me, if the party wants me to do something to the party, I'll do it. Whatever the party expects out of me, I'll generally do it. That's it. That is my straight answer to your question. But there are times when we need power, and that's what everything the party knows what are we doing. I leave it to my party and my followers also. They are the correct judges of me, where exactly I see myself. This is not an interview. If you ask me in a job, where do you see down the lane 10 years, I can say I'll just go for entrepreneurship. I see in a managerial role, or I don't see anywhere, something I can say. But right now, I can say with an instinct, with a spirituality, I can say I want to serve the people. I want to be with the people. I will be in the people because all my life I have done the same. I am doing the same. I will do the same. That is what. This is on record. You can take it.
Wonderful, really great. Now you are in like great demand nowadays. Each and every channel is inviting you for debates, and this was a curiosity for me to invite you too, since like people want to listen to you. You got great communication skills. How did you develop them?
See, come in one thing. Let me be. I actually hail from very good educational background. Okay, I don't want to. I don't want any sort of self images as such. Every person is a good orientator until unless he is given an opportunity, which is what I believe in. I am nothing. Okay, there are many people who are better than me on the roads, but the thing is they need that upliftment. It depends on their effort and their dedication. If they come onto the limelight also, that's it. Because I'll be in the public. My asset is my PR. This is what is the straight answer to you.
Really great thoughts. Like you think about everyone, and you don't, I mean, there's no such pride in you, no self-pride. I would say is really appreciable.
One thing, having a pride, having a proud. What purpose does it solve? Will it solve anything? Let it be on the personal level also. Forget about political. On a personal level also, if I have some sort of ego, some sort of these things, will it solve any purpose? You say me, nothing. Nobody, 2 days, even you won't be in a manner to call me. You won't feel to call me for an interview, and you won't even feel to call me if I have some sort of such feelings with me. For me, I believe in a complete transparency. I believe in a routine Aam Aadmi because everyone has their own talent. That is what I believe in. I don't underestimate anyone. Even Mr. Idris has his own talent. I cannot do good anchorism as you do. In the same way, I am known for my things, you are known for your things. That is what.
Really great. This is really a true spiritual thought. Now, if we talk about, let's say, a new person who wants to come into politics. He has no political background, a layman, I would say. How can he start, and what are the prerequisites to get into politics?
This is a challenging question you have asked me. Okay, let me be frank. I've kept everything transparently to you. See, whoever is coming into politics newly, once I say them very openly, if it is youth, okay, first settle down in your life, fulfill your personal obligations and come to politics. If you are little bit settled and you want to come to politics, first recognize where you are, what is your asset, and be in a position to take anything easily. Don't take, if you are too sensitive, I suggest not to come into politics because politics is not easy. You have to even be ready to face anything, even in the midnight also. Anything in the sense, any sort of mind games or psychological pressures also. That is the reason I have seen many people who were literally in a very good positions before the political lives. But I'm not demoralizing by answering this. thing is, after coming into politics, they literally kept aside everything and literally started roaming, and they were, after a couple of years, right now they are in hardships. And the meanwhile, I've seen a couple of youngsters who have literally kept day and night their effort, and literally who are in good positions right now serving the people. So there are two sides of the same coin. Even if you get onto a job, if you crack the interview and if you hail in the job, you'll sustain. If you leave the second day, you'll be able to again search for another job. The same thing I'm telling you, politics is not easy. If you want politics to be easy, you have to be ready for anything, and you have to be in the people. Only if you are going to be in the people only, any particular media person, forget about media also, any particular political leader at least will start to think about your name. At least they won't be having that time to at least call you and ask you who exactly, from where are you, because there are going to be thousands of people here.
Right. So you mean to say a person needs to be mentally, physically ready to enter into the politics? That's the first thing.
Yeah. First of all, when it comes to youngsters, as I told you, in brief, in a word, they need to be settled with by fulfilling their personal obligations, by not being an liability to their parents or their dependents. And when it comes to elderly who wants to come to politics, I say, if you're sensitive, don't come. If you have too much ego, too much money, don't come, because this is not your platform. Just start thinking where you are. Are you fit to analyze? Are you fit for this or not? First, have a visit. First, inculcate some amount of time for you. Then you will get to know, will you fit over there, and then you go make a call, take a call. That's what. But don't just after think that wearing a white cloth and just emphasizing keeping some followers or self-created bodyguards beside you, everyone is going to respect you. Only 2 days. Third day, the same guys will laugh at you if you can't do any of the work which they ask.
Moving ahead, now I want to know a few more things. That is, rather I would say, what's your message for viewers?
I generally am known for my literally risk-taking behavior. That is the reason I am here. What I say to the viewers is, when it comes to any interviews or debates or papers or electronic news or something, analyze yourself. This is what I say. Even if you are educated or not, that is a secondary thing. The thing is, even if you have political knowledge or also not, also is a different thing. But analyze, is it a fact or not, by at least following it, so that or at least asking the feedback from your circle and just clubbing and analyzing, so that you will get to know where exactly we are, what exactly you want to do. And at last, I want to wish to say the new viewers to just think of political parties from a national angle, not from regional angle. This is what I am telling, because right now you are seeing the 5 state elections coming up also. Think of any party on the national, can it do something to the nation as whole? If you give opportunities to sub-regional parties, on the short run you will be happy. On the long run, you will start to see their arrogance. You will feel the pinch of their arrogance. Do you want to be a victim of their arrogance, or do you want to benefit? Do you want to be a beneficiary of the nation? It's on to your discretion.
Thank you so much. That was a really clear-cut message to everyone, to think of nation first and then everything comes secondary. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you on our board.
Thank you.
It was really nice having you. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. I hope it helps our viewers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Krishna Teja, an ardent believer of Mahatma Gandhi's principles, is known for his risk-taking abilities, legal knowledge and communication skills. When it comes to the nation and its unity, he is always selfless.
Believe in one's own self. Act according to one's own consciousness.
His political legacy and early foray into active politics has not been easy, but the fact is that he has faced many ups and downs throughout his life and career. Mr. Krishna Teja has a Master's Law degree as well as a Master's degree in Human Resource Management. He is a bronze medalist at the national level in boxing in 2013. Mr. Krishna Teja was a key figure in Land Acquisition Amendment Acts that were recognized by Indian courts and political circles across the country. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Krishna Teja in Success Stories.